Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sahil bhai, how are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Sahil bhai, actually the point you raised in which you said that Muslims, majority of the Muslims are non-practicing Muslim, and I agree, and no one can deny from it. The reason I think that they are far away from the teachings of Islam, and they are chasing the dunya. Alhaakumut takathur hatta zurtumul maqabir. And the reason they give, what I think, that there is some exception in the ruling of in the teachings of Islam, that, and they give some examples that if a person lives in Antarctica and they have to, according to Islam, their clothes, their pants, their trousers should be above the ankle. So there is an exception in Islam that if a person lives in Antarctica, they have to, they can cover their ankles and their, they can wear whatever they want. So I want you to answer this, that how can you differentiate these two ayat, that la ikraha fid deen and udkhulu fi silmi kafa.
Hmm. Well, okay, let me just give a shorter answer because this is supposed to be a 40-minute session. It's a very deep question you asked me. Laika Fiddin is a rule uh, for rationalism, okay? So that people can actually think and make their own decisions. Now, Laika Fiddin does not really mean Laika Liddin, okay? We actually, and that's your correlation with the next ayah. La ikraha lid-din would mean a totally different psychology. La ikraha fid-din means that when we establish a system, we don't really pull people into accepting the deity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all the rulings uh, that are with or without your belief system are going to apply on you. That's la ikraha fid-din. But if it were to be la ikraha lid-din, it would have actually it would have actually meant that there is nobody who can be forced into abiding by the system of Islam. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. That's your correlation with the next ayah as well. So when it comes down to your first part of the question, I really get the fact that where are you correlating or relating the Antarctica analogy with the question you ended up asking? Because in Antarctica, it's merely a health issue. It's life and death matter. It's life and death matter. You can actually denounce your own Islamic faith as well. If somebody puts a gun to your head and says, say anything bad about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the Prophet, you're not even allowed to do that. Antarctica is doing literally that here. You are, in a life and death situation. You can eat a pig just to survive. I mean, this is not do as Romans do when you're in Rome. That's the analogy. That does not really fit the Antarctica analogy because it's a matter of mere, uh, actually sheer survival of just of life and death. But doing Rome how the Romans do, or what a system upon you, because Rome itself actually challenged its own paganism through Christianity. Ironically, Christianity began from Rome. So if Rome were just doing whatever the Romans were doing whatever was going on in Rome, then they should not have changed their religion in the first place. Right? So they're the people who actually changed the biggest. They became the biggest motion against the status quo of the time. So the burden of proof is upon them. So what I'm saying is, Islam actually trained us to challenge the status quo. That's literally the Sunnah. If that was the case, then we should not even be calling ourselves Muslims, because our Prophet literally went against the Meccans, even though he was a Meccan. He was doing literally against what Meccans were doing, even though he was in Mecca. So if they're saying that, yeah, you know what, we're Muslims, but we gotta do whatever Muslims are doing, then you know what? Why don't we just find the next Abu Jahl or Abu Lahab and just do whatever they're doing? Those are the people in power wherever we live in, right? So this is preposterous to just and I know you're right. More people actually are inclined towards that. You know what? Mortgage is the only way to get a house in America, so I'm going to get mortgage, man. And you know, I got a company backing me up with just one mortgage allowed. Where did that come from? I mean, this is our own excuse. I'm just saying, God forbid if these guys were to go to Africa, they'd be eating their own brothers and sisters after they die because you know that's exactly what the Africans are doing, right? I mean, how come that rule does not apply in cannibalism? All of a sudden, you get disgusted by eating your own father. I mean, what changes here? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying this is a logic which is beyond any kind of discussion. I wouldn't even start a discussion with the guy who actually believes that this is something which is a code of life for God's sakes, but how we should be doing in Rome what the Romans are doing. Okay, I hope I'm actually covering most part of your thought process in this one.